When you hear that Victoria chose motherhood, knowing she'd lose her sight, what was your initial reaction to that?
I think at the end of the day, for me, you need to follow your dreams. And being a mother is so rewarding and empowering. And it was an example of strength. And I think it was really beautiful that she stayed true to what she wanted in life.
What do you expect to feel leaving the theater tonight after seeing the movie?
Amazing, inspirational. It's 2 words.
Inspired.
There we go. There you go. Tonight's story centers on a mother who loses her sight and becomes a world champion Paralympian. What's your gut reaction to hearing that?
Inspiring.
It looked exactly, the sunglasses she was wearing, everything looked exactly as I remembered it, which was, it felt like someone had a hidden camera back in the day, you know, it was like shocking.
It was an emotional film, so who do you think needs to see this film?
I think anybody that, as I said at the beginning, anybody that needs hope for any reason, right? It's just seeing what Vicky endured, and I'm still emotional now because Vicky was a friend of mine from university, so I was part of that journey as she was going through some of that loss. So, but not really knowing how much it impacted her until you actually watch the film.
When you heard that Victoria chose motherhood, knowing that she'd lose her sight, what was your first reaction to that?
Wow, that was a big one. But I love the point she made, for me, that redeemed the whole question. She said, I'm going to be blind anyway, so why don't we put this in place? And I'm paraphrasing, but it alluded to that. And I thought, yeah, I could see why she would have made that decision.
So, knowing Victoria personally, what was the moment in the film that hit you the hardest?
I think when the race that we watched this evening, you see everything that she did, and then finally, when she came, you saw her coming to that better side of things. So that part was the one that.
So, Victoria Nolan's story is extraordinary. What made you certain that this was a story you had to tell?
Oh man, well, because I got a chance to meet her earlier because our sons played hockey together. And so I would see her at the rink, just there because she loved her son, and she couldn't see him, but she heard the hockey game. And I got to meet them, and I had to tell the story.
That's inspiring.
Yeah.
How did you approach Victoria herself during the process? Was she involved creatively, and how did that shape the film?
Yeah, no, I needed her input, and Eamon too, and I thought that I couldn't do it without them. So I needed because really that's the heart and soul of the movie, and I really wanted to get into the pain and the struggles that they went through. It had to come through in the story.
So, you've just seen Blindly Victorious. How do you feel?
I thought it was a beautiful, inspirational story, and I thought the cast did an amazing job in bringing the story to life. It was
That's great. So, the live music tonight featured a Canadian Screen Award-winning composer. How did the live music before the show really influence the film?
Oh, I loved the music. I felt like it really brought emotion and heart to the piece, and it supported it so well.
That's great. It was a truly an incredible piece played by the violinist.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. I loved it. Yeah.
If you had to describe Blindly Victorious in one word, what would that word be?
Inspiration.
That's great. A lot of inspiration tonight. Thank you so much. So, being on the casting crew of Blindly Victorious, you definitely got a deep insight into the movie. In one word, how would you describe the film? I definitely agree with that. When you heard that she chose motherhood knowing she'd go blind, what's your initial reaction to that?
I think there's something very brave in that, especially based off what she said. There's a line in the movie that is, I'm going to go blind, I'm going to lose my vision anyway, so why don't we do this while we still have the chance? I think that is an act of bravery when you know that something's inevitable, not shying away from the inevitability, but choosing to live your life the way that you want to and to the fullest is...
That's great. Playing Victoria, what surprised you most about her story?
What surprised me most? I think with the condition that she has, she mentions it in her book a couple times, but it was really interesting that in the research that I did into other individuals with retinitis pigmentosa as well. A lot of the time the way that people treat them is because they don't realize that they're blind. So they get accused of a lot of lying, they get accused a lot of faking it, and that sort of discrimination is a really, really hard thing to witness because you can't help it, there's nothing you can do about it. So that was definitely surprising to me the more I learned about her, that, you think so often post-discrimination that people face, it isn't necessarily because you understand that people think that person's faking it. So that was quite jarring to really understand.
Definitely. So, if you could say one thing directly to Victoria Nolan right now, what would it be?
You're such a badass. You're such a badass. Yeah.
I love that one. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a great night. So, being on the set with the cast, the crew, knowing the story of the movie, in one word, how would you describe Blindly Victorious?
The experience of doing it?
Yeah.
And at first it was going to be you. And then beautiful.
That's great.
So beautiful. It was beautiful.
It's a beautiful story. Hearing Victoria's story and knowing that Victoria chose motherhood knowing she'd go blind, what was your reaction to that?
I just thought, like, everything about it is insane. Like, it's so moving to me that it was. She was like, I'm not gonna let that get in the way of her dream of being a mother and starting a family, despite the sacrifice, despite the fact knowing that she would probably lose her eyesight. I mean, it's, as a new parent myself, I just find it beautiful, heartbreaking, inspiring, and hopefully really uplifting.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.